Once upon a time, in the quaint little town of Hallowville, nestled amidst the verdant hills and serene landscapes, a reign of terror began to unfold. The town was known for its tranquility and the camaraderie among its residents, until the day young women started disappearing mysteriously. The first to vanish was the charming Isabella, known for her raven hair and sparkling blue eyes. She was last seen at the town's annual fair, laughing and enjoying the festivities. The next morning, her house was eerily silent, and she was nowhere to be found. The town was thrown into a state of shock and despair. Soon after, more young women began to disappear. The jovial atmosphere of Hallowville turned into one of fear and suspicion. The townsfolk were petrified, locking their doors as darkness fell. The once bustling streets were now desolate, with only the howling wind providing a chilling soundtrack to the unfolding horror. The local authorities were baffled, with no leads or clues to follow. The disappearances seemed to occur without a trace, leaving behind only an unsettling silence. The townspeople lived in constant fear, their once peaceful existence shattered. Months passed with no resolution in sight. Then one day, an old woman named Agatha came forward. She claimed to have information about the disappearances. Agatha was known as a recluse, living on the outskirts of Hallowville. Many regarded her with suspicion due to her eccentric behavior and her rumored ability to communicate with the spirit world. Agatha revealed a shocking tale of betrayal and revenge. She spoke of a woman named Margaret who had lived in Hallowville many years ago. Margaret was a beautiful woman who was deeply in love with her husband. However, her husband fell for a younger woman and abandoned Margaret, leaving her heartbroken. Devastated by her husband's betrayal, Margaret took her own life. But before she did, she vowed to take revenge on all the young women of Hallowville as she blamed them for her misery. Agatha claimed that Margaret's spirit was the one causing the disappearances, seeking her revenge from beyond the grave. The townsfolk were skeptical of Agatha's tale, but the fear of the unknown made them desperate. They decided to hold a seance to communicate with Margaret's spirit and hopefully put an end to the terror. As the seance began, the room grew cold and a sense of dread filled the air. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the room. "I was betrayed, and so shall you all be." It was Margaret, her voice filled with sorrow and anger. The townsfolk pleaded with Margaret, expressing their sorrow for her pain and promising to remember her story. They asked her to release the young women she had taken and to find peace in the afterlife. After a tense silence, Margaret's voice echoed once again. "I accept your remorse. Remember my tale and do not repeat my fate." With that, the room returned to normal, and a sense of relief washed over everyone. In the following days, the missing women returned unharmed but with no memory of their disappearance. The town of Hallowville returned to its peaceful existence, but with a newfound respect for the power of love and betrayal. The tale of Margaret's revenge served as a reminder of the potential consequences of infidelity and the importance of treating each other with kindness and respect. From then on, Hallowville was no longer just a quaint little town nestled amidst verdant hills. It carried a tale of love, betrayal, revenge, and redemption that echoed through its serene landscapes.